And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. History has made legends out of many men in the Old West, but Indian scout Jim Bridger, or Old Gabe as he was affectionately called, was one legend who made history. In deep respect to a great man, I call this story Old Gabe. After 6 months of scouting and trailblazing for the Army, Old Gabe is heading home to his farm where a wife and son and a child he has not yet seen are waiting.
Wow, grown like a large pole pine.
So you've come home?
Ain't you kind of surprised to see your pa?
Yes. Yes, I am.
You kept the place up fine, boy. Sure feels good to get home.
Home? What do you know about home?
What's eating you, boy? Maybe you better take me to your ma. I'm right anxious to see her.
I'll take you to her. It's this way.
You know, boy, I rode nearly 1,000 miles to get here, and all the time I was thinking how fine it'd be to be with you and your ma again. How is she?
You'll see.
What? Oh, no!
That's Ma. That's her baby.
Oh.
There they are, where you put them.
Oh, you don't know what you're saying, boy. I weren't anywhere around.
That's what I mean. You weren't around when she needed you. She died giving birth. Her heart broke. While you were out adventuring and fighting Indians. She died calling for you.
I'm sorry, boy. More sorry than I can tell you.
I won't bring her back. I see you're going away again.
What are you talking about, boy?
You're leaving just like you always done before. We're gonna lose this farm. It's like we lost the one at Willow 3 years ago.
We ain't losing this farm.
You didn't answer my question. You leaving or you staying?
I'm staying here.
I wish I could believe that.
Jim Bridger never breaks his word. You ask any Injun, he'll tell you that. Right now I'm going into town to pay Grove some money on the mortgage.
Bridger, you know how much is here?
Sure do. $300.
Exactly. And you owe me $700 on the mortgage. That was due 2 months ago.
Why, I had no idea that...
You haven't much of a head for business, have you?
I reckon not. Does my boy know about this?
It's your place to tell him, Bridger, not mine. That boy has his heart set on that farm. He worked it hard while you were away traipsing around. I didn't see fit to add to his worries.
Losing the farm would go pretty hard on that boy.
Just what are your chances of paying that balance in a reasonable time?
Reminds me of one time I was once surrounded by 100 Sioux. I had 2 arrows in my shoulder, and my rifle was busted in bits.
What happened?
I was killed, but here I am.
Bridger, I'll give you just 1 more month at the usual rate of interest, not 1 day more. Now let's see if you can get yourself out of this trap.
It'll be hard, but this here child is going under trying. Thanks.
How long you been having these spells, Jim?
Off and on, a couple of months.
Well, you're going to keep on having them. They'll come and go, but they're going to get worse all the time.
What is it, Doc?
You've got a condition of the eyes caused by increased fluid tension inside the eyeballs. We call it glaucoma.
What does that mean in American? Am I going blind?
I'm afraid you've ridden the trail for the last time, Jim. No more staring into the hot western sun. No more shooting at impossible targets 200 yards away. You can't depend on your eyesight to save you from those Indians anymore, Jim.
I reckon it's a good thing I got my farm.
You got more than that, Jim.
Yeah?
You've had your share of sadness, but you've got a fine, upstanding boy in Felix.
Yeah. I reckon I have.
I sure wish there was something I could do to help you.
There is, Doc. If you happen to run into the boy, keep a tight tongue.
Pa?
Yeah, son?
You really mean to stay here?
Now, wouldn't a man be a fool to hanker for the hard ground when he's got a nice, soft, warm feather bed to sleep in and good home-cooked meals instead of cold buffalo jerky?
No danger of you losing your scalp here either.
Not unless they get careless and walk into that barber shop in Hamilton.
You know, I was just down the South Field. We're going to have the best darn crop alfalfa in this whole county.
That's fine, boy.
Fine? You realize what that means? This farm's going to be on a paying basis another 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of hard work, but well, between the 2 of us, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
Here, I'll get it.
Just a minute. Colonel Harrington. Well, I ain't seen you since I left Fort Laramie nigh under 3 months ago.
How are you, Gabe?
Why, come in, come in. Right in time for supper.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gabe. I can't stay.
Well, sit down. Have a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
Oh, this frying chicken on a stove. Darned if it ain't easier to cook a whole buffalo. Tell me, what brings you way out to this country?
Well, as a matter of fact, Gabe, I was just passing through Hamilton. Thought I'd drop by and say hello.
Well, I sure am right pleased to have you.
Well, a man doesn't forget 10 years of close friendship.
I reckon not.
It's a right nice place you got here. Can't say as I blame you for wanting to be home. Where's your family?
It's just me and Felix now. My woman and the little one went under in birth.
Well, sorry to hear that.
How's the Indian situation?
It's not good.
No?
Not good at all. Gabe, you know the importance of keeping the Oregon Trail open. The entire future of this country depends on it. It's got to be made safe for immigrant and military travel.
You been having Indian trouble?
Well, you were all right as long as the Crows had control of the hills around Clark's Fork. But the Sioux moved in and pushed them clear back to the Platte under Chief Yellow Wolf.
That means the Oregon Trail runs through hostile Sioux country now.
Exactly.
Are you aiming to fight Chief Yellow Wolf?
Well, not unless we're forced to. We'd like to make a treaty with him. As a matter of fact, Gabe, I was just on my way to St. Louis to pick up an old friend of yours, Fred Beachy.
Fred Beachy? What for?
Well, who else is there that's even got a chance to deal with Yellow Wolf now that you quit me?
You hired him yet?
No, but I know I can get him.
What does the job pay?
Well, let's see. It'll take a month and a half, 2 months maybe.
$10 a day, that's $500 to $600.
Just about.
Yellow Wolf is tough. He's as tough as they come. Why, there's only one white man in the whole country he'd even talk to, and that's me.
I was hoping you'd say that. You'll take the job then.
I've got to, Hank.
You've got to.
That's the truth. I'm going to lose this farm if I don't get $400 pronto.
Well, whatever your reasons are, Gabe, I'll be glad to have you with me. Now, you'll pick up your military escort and your trade goods at Fort Laramie. The sooner you get started, the better.
I'll take off the first thing in the morning.
Good.
Felix!
Jim Brisher. The man who never breaks his word to an Indian, only to his son.
You gotta let me explain.
I don't want to hear anything. I've heard it all, over and over. Just one more trip. The last one. Well, go on. As far as I'm concerned, you don't ever have to come back.
We'll follow the old trail through Bad Medicine Pass, then head up over the notch, crossing the Platte just above the forks. Where's Yellow Wolf's new village?
Clark's Fork, on Bend of River.
Any lodges?
Many lodges, and many braves.
I understand you've had a lot of dealings with Yellow Wolf. You expect trouble?
Well, I've traded with him, beat him at his own game with bow and arrow, and fought him. But as for trouble, well, only Yellow Wolf can answer that.
There's the call, gentlemen. One last word. There's no need to point out the importance and gravity of this mission. It's all on your shoulders, Gabe. Now, you've got all the trade goods you need. The big thing is your judgment and ability. I'm depending on it.
I'll do my best.
I know you will. Good luck, Gabe. And I trust we'll be seeing each other again soon.
I hope so.
Good day, gentlemen.
Felix, come here a minute.
Hello, Mr. Groves.
Come on in, I want to talk to you.
Mr. Groves, if it's about the money, I'm afraid I haven't got any for you.
Well, now, that's just too bad. But I have something for you.
What's that?
The deed to the farm, it's all free and paid for now.
But I didn't pay you any money.
I got a letter from a man named Colonel Carrington with a check in it. He said it was an advance on your pa's pay.
Pa's pay covered the mortgage?
That was the only reason he took off again.
Thank you, Mr. Groves.
Why, hello, Felix. Haven't seen you for some time.
No, I suppose not.
Tell your father next time he's in town to come in and see me.
Where have you been, Doc? Bridger's away.
Away?
Yes, there was some Indian trouble, and he went to straighten it out. Is there anything wrong?
I'm afraid there is. Plenty. By going out there on that trail is just like suicide for your father.
Is there anything the matter with him?
I promised your father I wouldn't tell you this, but I think you ought to know it now. Felix, your father's going blind.
Blind?
That's right. Could happen any time. Maybe even now.
To these old ears?
Felix Bridger reporting for duty, sir.
That's fine, boy. Oh, it sure is good to see you. Real good.
How do you feel?
Oh, finer than a wildcat full of loco berries. But what brought you way out here?
I got lonesome for you.
Lonesome for me? Well, that's really more than I expected.
I took off for Fort Laramie, and Colonel Carrington gave me a job. The colonel said that I was a ornery, no-account, shiftless varmint and didn't deserve a father like you.
Ah, he had no call to say that. It's supposed to be a military secret. But, how'd you ever find me way up here?
Captain Danvers said that you were out ahead scouting, and I just followed your trail.
Darned if you ain't a Bridger through and through.
Pa, I wouldn't blame you if you never gave me the time of day.
Forget it, boy. I need you. I need you more than I can ever tell you.
How far away from Sioux country?
We're in it.
There's nothing moving. Not a sign of life.
When a pass is this quiet, it just ain't natural. I don't see or hear any birds, do you?
No.
What is it, Jim?
The hills are full of Sioux.
I'll be darned. I don't see a thing.
Well, when you're in Indian country, you gotta use all your senses. You gotta hear and smell and feel along with your seeing. Your life may hang on it.
They let us through?
Well, we got this far. Just don't let your men touch their weapons. On no account.
Ah,
Yeah?
smoke signals. 3 of them.
I'm learning my boy to scout. Felix, do you see any difference in those smoke columns?
Yeah, there's one large one, and the 2 on each side are smaller.
Good.
What does it mean?
Yellow Wolf knows we're here. And he knows we come for peaceful talk. We can go through now.
I don't like it. They're all armed.
So are we. That's easy fixed. Better give the order.
Detail! Disarm!
The white men show good face. I smoke only with 3. Go.
He's sending 3 men over.
He's letting us know who's boss. Well, that means he'll only powwow with 3 of us.
You pick 'em, Jim.
Well, I want you, the boy, and myself. Let's go. We come in peace. We want great medicine roads safe for our soldiers and settlers. We have brought many presents.
White man's presents are good. His promises always broken.
I speak with straight tongue.
When you were strong blanket chief, my people trusted you.
Jim Bridges' word is still good. He speaks for the great white father in Washington.
I only talk to the big chief. Show my people you're still worthy to talk peace. Show me you're still strong blanket chief. Only then we smoke the pipe of peace.
You know I'm strong, Yellow Wolf. I've proved that to you more than once. There's nothing you can do I can't do.
That was many moons ago. Prove it now. Will it be bow or knife?
Knife.
Ah, you spoke too eager. We will make it bow. One arrow. In small tree.
Wait! You want to prove who's the better man. This is boys' play. Much too easy for the great blanket chief.
The cub growls like a bear.
I still say this is a game for boys and Indians.
What does the cub suggest? Hoop and pole?
My father will put an arrow in that tree blindfolded. Here, Paul.
I just can't do it, boy. You loco? I can't see the tree.
No, you can't. That's why I'm here. But you can hear my voice. Just follow my voice. And I'm going to stand behind that tree. If my father misses so much as the length of a twig, I'll be killed.
I can't do it.
You've got to, Pa. We can't back out now. Just shoot at my voice. I'll keep talking. All right, Pa. I'm standing right behind the tree. Now you can hear where I am. Just follow my voice. Remember what they used to say about you. You got the eyes of a lynx and the ears of a deer. Prove to Yellow Wolf that even blindfolded you're better than he is. All right, Pa. Just follow my voice. All right, whenever you're ready, let her fly.
You're a brave man. So is your cub. I'm proud to be your friend. Come, we feast. Then we smoke a pipe of peace.
Come, son.
Of all the colorful and exciting tales about old Gabe, none is as strange as this one, which closed his fabulous career. Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. The easy road to popularity is to tell people what they want to hear. But what happens when a conscientious man knows that the popular thing is the wrong thing? When he realized California must surrender to the Americans, this was the problem faced by Don Augustine Olvera.
Governor Pico, what shall we do?
Senores, let's face this problem squarely. Is there a solution? What do you think, Olvera?
Your Excellency, our position is hopeless. We're overwhelmed by sheer weight of numbers. Kearny's army threatens us from the south and the east. Commodore Stockton's fleet blockades San Pedro. His Marines can force a landing at any time.
Don't be too pessimistic, Olvera. We drove the last landing back into the water.
With due respect, Governor Pico, he has since been reinforced by the Savannah, a 54-gun ship of the line. Facing it, we have 2 cannon, both 100 years old. Fremont's Bear Flag Army advances from the north. They're now camped at San Fernando. North, south, east, west. And here we are. Fish in a net.
Those are American helmets, senores. We have won a victory.
Compañeros, this is a great day for California. We have learned to fight the American. We won a fine victory at San Pascual, and it's only the beginning. Soon, my friends, will drive these gringos back across the desert.
Juan! Juan!
Dolores! Dolores, querida.
Oh.
Dolores, we ran them off the field. Professional soldiers, and still we beat them.
Are you hurt? Any wounds?
Oh, see, I brought back a souvenir. A gringo jacket.
Oh, Juan, it had blood on it.
Naturally, do you think he gave it to me? Please, my friends, not now. We must report to the governor. Maybe this will put courage in the old man, huh? Come de Toro.
Victory, Your Excellency, at San Pascual. I brought you dispatches from your brother.
I'm glad you're safe, Juan. The lieutenant is about to marry my daughter.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. You join a fine family. Excuse me. Andres never gives details. Come on, tell us about the battle.
The Americans were camped in a village. General Pico hit our main body in a ravine a mile from their lines. We advanced and challenged them with 50 men. These dragoons, these professionals. They formed a line of battle and charged. We deliberately turned and ran. We threw down our sombreros, our capes, even some lances. Hey! I kept shouting, "Oh, please, save me from these terrible gringos!" In their eagerness to capture us, they broke formation. We stayed just out of reach and led them by our main body. Then, General Pico hit them on the flank. We wheeled and struck the center. They broke and fled. If it weren't for their artillery, we would have wiped them out. One cannot fight cannon with lances.
You don't show much enthusiasm, Senor Olvera.
Captain, a notable feat of arms. But, senores, a pinprick in the hide of a giant, nothing more.
We proved we could meet that cavalry. Now, if we had just guns enough to match their artillery...
You'd win, I believe that. But we don't have the guns. Or much else.
We have been discussing the whole course of the war. Senores, you may listen if you like. Go on, Don Agustin.
This victory means we can lay down our arms with honor. But lay them down we must.
Senors, we bring you victory. You talk of surrender?
Captain, please.
But, Your Excellency, surrender an army still able to fight. It's cowardly.
Still able to fight, Captain, but not to win. This is necessity, not free choice. Suppose we did fight on. Suppose by some miracle and by the certain sacrifice of our best young men, we were able to check the enemy here in California. Have we gained anything? No. Here in Mexico, this is where the war will be won or lost, and it is being hopelessly lost. Veracruz has fallen. General Santa Anna was beaten at Buena Vista. American troops march on Mexico City. Senores, we Californians continued to fight against overwhelming odds, hoping to pin down American troops. We succeeded, but our actions can no longer affect the course of the war. We can do nothing here but die. By surrendering now, we gain the most favorable terms and save the lives of our young men.
Save your concern. You asked us to quit when we seen the backs of the enemy. We're soldiers. Good ones. Your faith in us is too weak.
On the contrary, our regard for you is greater than your own.
Words, sir. Words. If you supplied more cannon and less words, it would be the gringos who begged for peace. We refuse to surrender.
Enough. Be content with the honor you have won, Captain. Don't force me to deal with you as a rebel. Any more opinions, senores?
Senor Olvera has said it all.
Very well. Meet with Colonel Fremont and arrange for the surrender of California.
Caballeros, in time you...
Captain Rocha!
Hey! Read that?
Follow me, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, I'm Colonel Fremont. Which of you will speak for Governor Pico?
I will. Don Agustin Olvera.
Judge Olvera?
May I present General Andres Pico, military commandant, and Squadron Commander Jose Carrillo.
The terms of the treaty are simple. Disband military forces. Surrender such artillery as you have. Your lives and property will be secure. Your religion will be respected. Everyone will have equal rights under equal law.
The terms are very generous.
We want them to be. I've been instructed to preserve the friendliest relationships with the Californians. You sign, gentlemen? Thank you, gentlemen. For one moment. Judge Olvera, I speak also for Kearney and Stockton. We don't want to rule by martial law, but we can't establish civil government without men of your caliber. Would you consider serving us in your present capacity?
I might do you more harm than good. I strongly urge the surrender so the appointment might be misunderstood.
By whom? Anyone with an ounce of sense knows you were beat.
No one likes to surrender, Colonel. Even when it's necessary, no one wants to face it.
You don't have to give your answer now. Think it over. For obvious reasons, we could use a link with the past. You with the civil law. There'll be no one to take over if you don't.
So, it's now Don Pio Pico, private citizen. Not even Don, Mr. Pio Pico.
You can still be Judge Olvera.
How? You know what the people would think?
Let me give you my experience as governor. Don't worry about what people think. Most of them don't. They only feel. Besides, whether they love you or hate you, they need you. We all need friends in the new government.
Suppose the appointment causes trouble.
If there's trouble, Olvera, you will not be the cause, only the excuse.
Can't be. Quiet! Quiet! Freeman has appointed a new civil judge, Augustine Alvera. Alvera said he wanted to save our lives. He wanted to save his job. Are we going to be bound by a traitors' treaty?
No.
I say, show these gringos we're men. Make them respect us.
See.
That'll do us more good in the future than any surrender. Come, De Toro.
Dolores, may I come in?
No.
Please, Dolores. What happened?
Nothing.
Oh? You are crying on general principles?
Did we have to surrender, Papa?
My dear, listen to me and try to understand. Wars are fought. One side wins, the other loses. Then it is over. Sometimes it is good to die in a lost cause, but one must use judgment about when to live and when to die. Mexico cannot win. She can only suffer and bleed. But more important, we couldn't help her anymore. Now, do you understand?
I do, Papa. But no one else does.
Collins! Smith!
Were taken from the bodies of two of my men. They're not vaquero lances. They're Mexican cavalry.
And just what do you want from me?
You're the civil authority. I expect you to stop them.
I'm not exactly their favorite advisor, Colonel.
Yes, but one way or the other, they're going to stop. If they want more war, I'll give it to them.
Papa?
Dolores, where can I find Juan?
I haven't seen him since he went hunting.
Hunting what? American dragoons? I didn't ask you if you'd seen him, though I know you have. I asked you if you knew where he was.
He wouldn't want me to tell you, Papa.
You don't have to. Go to him and arrange a meeting. I must talk to him in Rocha. Will you do that?
I'll try.
Dolores.
Buenas noches, señorita.
Dolores, how I've missed you. But you should not have come here.
Papa sent me.
Here? Why?
He wants to talk to you and Captain Rocha.
Has he seen the American colonel recently?
Yes.
Then I know what he wants to say. Talk would not change anything.
He wants it so bad.
Dolores, you know what they tell us in church about forsaking all others. Your father and I may never speak again, but as my wife, you must side with me.
But he's not always wrong.
True. But we cannot live in a house divided. If you think your father is right, go back to him. But do not try to convert me.
Don't make me choose.
Times have made us all choose.
I regret to say it, Olvera, but your position is extremely awkward. Many Californians think that you sold them out, that you expected to... But now, with the rumor that your daughter has joined the insurgents, the Americans don't trust you either.
What the Americans think does not concern me. I've lost contact with our people. Their sympathies are with the caballeros.
Yes, they're even taking pride in them.
He means Rocha's a hero.
And why not? His men ride and fight well. Who knows, senores? Perhaps if we were younger ourselves.
Will be tried as prisoners of war.
But there isn't any war. You signed the peace treaty yourself. They'll be tried as bandits and hanged. Do you know how my men feel about this? I only kept the prisoners alive to make an example.
I understand your problem, Colonel, but...
Olvera, between us, I admit, maybe Rocha thought he was right. But as military commandant, I don't care what a man thinks if he kills my men.
I had to face the problem of what people think. So can you. Don't ignore the passions of my people and pamper those of your own. These men are heroes. Fools too, perhaps, but do not call them bandits. They are soldiers, and I will try them as such.
If you don't hang them, I will.
Then I warn you, Colonel. I'll resign. This could cause an uprising.
An uprising? Over you? You're not exactly the best-loved man in Los Angeles.
No, not over me. Over a principle. It will prove that we have no protection under the law. That only those who obey you can stay in office.
All right. You think what you like. But you remember, if there is an uprising, I have the power to suppress it.
Then you'll have to use it. Let the war start again. Slaughter each other. But when I come into court tomorrow, I'll carry my resignation in my pocket. And if you take those prisoners from me, I'm not only through, I'll join the irregulars myself.
Captain, I will platoon a man at the courthouse tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
May I come in?
Oh? Suddenly you start asking my permission again?
Oh, Papa. Oh, Papa. Papa, don't let them hang him, please. Don't let them hang him.
I doubt that I can stop it.
Then, can we be married first?
Now you care what I want?
I always have, Papa. Only
you thought I wouldn't understand because I'm old. Dolores, I wasn't born old. You have my blessing.
Oh, ahí viene.
His Honor, Don Agustin Oliveira, Judge of the First Instance. Everybody rise. Be seated. Prisoners, approach the bench.
Ricardo Rocha, Juan de Toro.
Murderers.
Prisoners of war who have violated the peace treaty. Have you any defense? Apparently you felt dishonored by surrender. Tell me, senores, is honor satisfied now that you've shed more blood? Are the caballeros killed in your raid now reveling somewhere in their glory? Or are they just dead? Stupidly dead? The children of these men cannot eat this glory of their fathers. They make the real sacrifice. It is left to cowards like us to remember our duty and fill their little bellies. Have you no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding at all? Can't you see the emptiness of these gestures? Since there is no defense, I sentence you to 5 years in prison.
Come on. Hands up!
Get back in line! You heard me! Get back there! I know the verdict you wanted. I wanted it myself, but we didn't get it. And we're not going to pay the price to get it. They were fools for honor. We won't be fools for revenge. At considerable cost to himself, Judge Alvaro has been for the cause of California-American friendship. As a symbol of that friendship, he's too valuable to lose. We'll abide by his decision.
A few months later, Mexico suffered defeat, as Alvera predicted. A general amnesty was declared. All the prisoners of war were released, permitting Dolores Alvera to be reunited with her bridegroom. After California became a state, Don Augustin Alvera was elected the first judge of Los Angeles. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. In 1890, a gold strike exploded the silence of California's dry desert canyons. Now, gold hunters stampeded to the diggings in spring wagons, buckboards, anything on wheels. Among them was an immigrant from Europe, Charlie Coan, who cut across the trackless wastelands on an ordinary bicycle. Now, some people call this intrepid cyclist Dutch Charlie. Others refer to him as Bismarck of the desert. He and his bicycle were inseparable, even after he converted it into an armed fortress, a primitive juggernaut of war, a one-man tank.
Be careful, Johanna. Don't scare the man's horse. She don't know she's a bicycle. Leo! Here I am.
I know you're here. I could smell you even before I heard you. Now, there's a tub and water in the back.
Soap. Who needs soap? When you see what I found, we can take baths in cologne.
You know, the last time I grub-staked you, you said we were going to be swimming in gold.
Gold? Who needs gold? I got something better.
Oh? This is better than gold?
Well, it's just as good. It'll make you and me a bundle.
But rock salt. Charlie, I have got 5 sacks full of better and purer salt than that right here.
Sure, you got it. But from where? From a wholesaler who charges you big profits. I found a whole mine of this stuff. The wholesaler will buy it from us, and we make the profits.
Oh, don't be a hard-headed Dutchman. Look, finding a salt mine's one thing, running it's another. First, you got to dig the salt out. Then you got to find a market for it. Then you got to find a way to get it to the market.
Stop mixing me up with all you goddess. I got salt, a whole dry lake of it, ready to dig up.
How come you stopped chasing after gold? You can get rich quicker digging it up.
Salt in the hand is worth more than dreams in your head. You ought to see that dry lake. Miles and miles of salt. I dug up some already. And I built a house and a supply shack on it. Leo, we're gonna get rich.
I don't know, Charlie. Now, you're into me for quite a lot of supplies already. Now, not that I'm complaining, but I'd just rather see you settle down to a regular business like this. You know, towns around here are growing.
Me, a storekeeper?
Well, why not? I could help you get started. Now, take Randsburg, for instance. It's booming.
You're not talking to Dutch Charlie Coan when you talk about inside work. I had enough of that in the old country. Fixing bicycles, smelling oil, getting dirt in my lungs.
All right. Now, I will grub-stake you one more time. Flour, tools, some dynamite.
And a horse and wagon.
Well, don't tell me that Johanna's finally got the best of you.
Oh, I'm going to be riding a bicycle, all right. I'm talking about a freight wagon. Big enough to hold salt from the mine to the biggest salt companies in Bakersfield, Fresno, and maybe even to San Francisco.
I don't know, Charlie. That's a pretty big investment.
Here, I'll show you something on this map.
No, don't show me. You might talk me into giving you 2 wagons.
That'll come later, when the money comes in. I'll go wash up.
Oh, Dutch, I almost forgot. A letter came for you about a month ago.
A letter?
Yeah, there you are. Bad news, Dutch?
For years, I was trying to find gold to send for my wife and children to come to America, to this place. Now, if I was covered with gold, she'll never be with me. She's dead.
That's it. I didn't even know you were married.
My wife Hilda, my son and my daughter, Peter and Anna. They was that high when I left the old country.
That's all the more reason why I think you ought to try to get a steady job.
Steady job. It'd take 100 years to save and send for them. Besides, this letter, it's from my wife's uncle, a poor man. He can't keep Peter and Anna. He wants to know why I don't send for them. I'm here where plenty of gold is.
And so, Dutch, don't forget, salt can be as good as gold.
You keep a place in that safe for the money you're gonna hold for me. When I have enough, I'll send for Peter and Anna.
That's about it.
Well, Leo, every time I sell a load of salt, I'll send you the money.
You don't have to. Make an accounting next time you come in for supplies.
Goodbye, partner.
Good luck.
I'm sending some money to you to buy tickets on a boat to send Anna and Peter to America. I would send more, but I have a partner, a fine man, who does much for me. In the morning, I take another load of salt to sell to a very big company in Bakersfield. Thank you for everything.
My liebchen, tell me about again. Ah, there we are.
Get the purchase records you asked for, Mr. Shannon. Dutch Charlie sold us 3 loads of salt so far.
Something wrong?
Something wrong? The only thing wrong is that he's bringing us better salt than we're getting from company-owned properties.
Oh, I don't think Great West has to worry about old Charlie turning into a competitor.
No, but just the same, he's making me look bad. I got a letter from our San Francisco office, from Mr. Bellingham himself, wanting to know why we can't dig up as good a quality salt from our own properties. Wherever you see a pin is where we're operating. And an old desert rat finds top-grade salt right under our noses.
Last time he was in, he said he found a dry salt lake. Big enough for him to work 100 years.
A dry lake? No, that ought to be worth checking on. Knowing Dutch Charlie as I do, he probably just stumbled across it and started digging up salt without bothering to file a legal claim.
You can bank on that.
But what I want to know is where it is. If I could make a deal to take it over, Mr. Bellingham would be mighty pleased.
Hello, partner.
Hello, Dutch. I'll be right with you. I'll put it on the account, Bert.
Looks like we're getting more prosperous every day.
She's a relative. I'd have to support her anyway.
So, with all the money coming in from the sold, it'll pay her wages. Here's your half, Leo.
Where's yours?
On its way to Holland. I've sent for Peter and Anna. I divided it even.
Dutch, you've been working that salt mine for better than 4 months.
4 months, 2 weeks, and 1 day.
And twice this is all we have to show for it.
That's right, 50-50.
That's just not enough for 2 people.
Every business is slow when it starts out.
Well, you hang on to the money. We'll figure out the accounting later.
You're pulling out?
Well, I'm a merchant. What do I know about salt mining? You'd be better off if you had a steady job. Look, there's a lot of bicycles in San Francisco that need fixing. You're an expert.
I ain't gonna quit for all the bicycles in the world.
It'll be cheaper for me in the long run than to continue letting you have supplies.
Now, this is your share for the salt, whether you want it or not.
Dutch! I never could say no to you. Why should I start now? Especially since you're a family man. What do you need?
You had me scared for a while. I don't know anybody else who would crop stake me.
Now, I want to make one thing clear. I'm going to give you credit for 3 months and then make it or break it, not 1 day more.
Oh, by that time I'll be a cash customer.
I hope so. I hope you're getting a good price for that salt.
Oh, pretty good. Last time when I was in Bakersfield, Mike Shannon promised to be better if I bring in bigger loads.
You mean Mike Shannon, that sharpshooter?
Now, why do you say that? He's a nice fellow. He asked me up to his house and we had dinner together.
Dutch, Mike Shannon wouldn't give his own grandmother dinner unless he wanted to get something out of her.
Do I look like his grandmother? Now, what would he want from me?
I don't know. But he's always shooting angles. Mike, have you filed a claim on that dry lake?
Claim? I've been working that land for years. Besides, I didn't think you have to file on salt.
Maybe you don't. I'll check into it. Look, you come back later and I'll fix you up with the supplies.
Yeah, sure. You betcha.
Sophie, bring me my hat and coat. Keep your eye on the store. I'm going to run down to the land office.
Maybe we ought to go look around for Charlie, Sheriff.
No use knocking ourselves out, Mr. Shannon. Especially in all this heat.
Well, company. This is a big surprise. Come inside. Out of the sun, I'll fix you a little lunch.
This isn't a social call, Charlie. Serve him.
I don't understand. What does this mean?
This means you're being evicted. This property you've been working doesn't belong to you.
Well, that's a mistake. That's my house. I built it myself. And that's my mine. I work it now for a long time. I sell the salt to Mr. Shannon.
Yes, well, you'd never have sold it to me if I knew it was coming off of this property. Our company filed on it a long time ago. So, if you'll just get your things together and clear out, huh?
You clear out! This is my land. Nobody's gonna take it away from me. I shoot first.
Hold on now. This is the law you're talking to.
In 1 minute, if you're not off this land, my gun will be talking to you.
Charlie, I'm coming back here with a posse. And we'll get you off of this land if we have to drag you off feet first.
I kill anybody who's gonna take this land away from me. This is for Peter and Anna.
Come on!
I give you fair warning. Get off my property.
It's Dutch Charlie. He's fixed himself a fort on wheels.
Darn fool. All he's fixed is a rolling coffin if he doesn't listen to reason.
Maybe you don't understand my English so good. Clear out, or I start shooting.
Now see here, Charlie. Come on out of there. If you don't, we'll blast you out.
I warned you. With talking, I'm finished.
Out of here!
You come back, I shoot straighter. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
What'd we run for? There's only one of him, plenty of us.
That one of him in that fort could hold off a regiment. Besides, we didn't come here to kill him, just to evict him.
A little taste of dynamite would evict him right out of that fort and off of this property.
Mr. Shannon, you got a court order, and I'm carrying it out. But I ain't aiming to shed any blood. Mine or anybody else's.
Hey, he's turning back.
Well, as long as he knows we're here, he'll stay inside there, and that's just where I want him. Well, sooner or later, he'll run out of ammunition or water. He'll have to come out. Okay, rest yourselves and your horses.
And the more water I drink, the more parched I feel.
Yeah, it's hotter than blazes now. Come nightfall, we'll be chilled to the marrow.
I'll be hanged if I'll broil and freeze for that old desert rat. Now, here, Sheriff. We're all getting petrified sitting around here like bumps on a log.
I'll warrant Dutch is even more petrified.
If I can get to that supply shack without being noticed, I'll put an end to all this nonsense, but fast.
None of the posse are looking your way. What good getting to the shack do us?
Well, an old prospector like Charlie's bound to have a couple of sticks of dynamite stashed away someplace.
to pieces!
That fool Charlie's after Mr. Shannon!
Yeah, that ought to hold you till we get you to jail.
Jail. Mr. Shannon steals my life, and you take me to jail.
Nobody stole anything from you, Charlie. This land legally belongs to Great West. They've got men exploring for salt all over the country all the time, buying and leasing everywhere.
They never operated this land before. Didn't even have a marker.
They'd have got around to operating it when they were ready. They just never figured on you beating them to it.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Charlie. I'll have your stuff hauled to wherever you want it.
Mr. Shannon says I shouldn't worry. With my own hands, I built every piece of it. The furniture, the house, a place for my son and daughter.
Oh, cut it out, Charlie. Let's go.
I wish you luck, Mr. Shannon.
Charlie!
Well, looks like Mr. Bellingham and me missed the best part of this chivalry.
Mr. Bellingham,
What's going on here, Shannon?
This squatter tried to steal our property.
Well, now, steal's a hard word, Shannon.
Oh? What would you call digging up our salt and then selling it to us?
Well, it's an honest mistake, but not as big a mistake as accepting a dinner invitation from you.
Yeah. Leo told me you'd have made your own grandmother pay. I should have listened to you.
Well, the harm was already done, Charlie. You see, after you left, I checked with the land office, and I found out this place already belonged to Great West. So I went to San Francisco to explain things to Mr. Bellingham.
Oh, I'm sorry I caused you trouble. I guess I am a big fool. I belong in jail.
Mr. Cohen, Great West doesn't approve of Shannon's high-handed action. We're not going to press any charges.
What's the difference? I got nothing left anyhow.
Well, you hard-headed, good-for-nothing Dutchman, you got plenty left. You got 2 good arms, you've got a strong back, you've got this whole wide world to work in and live, and you got 2 beautiful kids who'll be here any day now.
But I have nothing to give them. Not even a roof over their heads.
You can supply that. The Great West Salt Company has some land near Cane Springs, which we're never going to work. It isn't worth much. But I'm certain I can get the company to turn it over to you to compensate for this house you built.
It's not a bad parcel of land, Charlie. With the water from Cane Springs, you could farm it.
And as for that roof over your head, the company can't build you a house, but nobody can stop me from personally advancing you some cash of my own.
And whatever supplies you need, your credit's still good at my store.
Yeah. You betcha. Fine.
Where you going?
Johanna, my bicycle. She's busted up. I gotta put her together again. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
That hard-headed Dutchman. There's no stopping him.
There was no stopping Dutch Charlie Cohen. He turned that land of his into a successful goat farm. Then a couple of years later, he made a gold strike right in the middle of his farm. He became one of the legends of Kern County. Years later, General Patton's crack Sherman tank corps trained in the desert. Perhaps their caterpillar tracks crossed the thin bicycle marks of their predecessor. Dutch Charlie Cohen's one-man tank. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. One of the greatest trailblazers in Western history had a blue face and weighed 1,400 pounds. He was rancher Charlie Goodnight's lead steer on the annual drives from Texas up to Wyoming grazing lands. His name, like the name of my story, was Old Blue. It is the year 1878 along the Goodnight Cattle Trail near Fort Sumner, New Mexico.
Well, there she is, Chimney Rock. Fort Sumner's just a spit from here.
Yeah, we're 3 days ahead of time, just like I figured.
Thanks to Old Blue, that steer's worth 4 top hands on a drive.
Charlie, you make it sound like my ramrod in the drive had nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't get your hackles up, Snell. As trail bosses come, I don't know any better. It's just that Old Blue sets the pace and the herd follows the bell. Well, bed down this side of the river, same as usual. I'll see you in town. I gotta collect some bets. I'm getting here early. Yeah! Whoa!
Is this it, Paul?
This is it. This here's rich dirt. Just a aching to grab seed and take root. I'm gonna give it the chance.
You mean we're through being rawhiders, Paul?
That's right, John Wesley. We're through following them trail herds, picking up the hides of dead cows that fall by the way. From here on, the only wandering you'll do is in books, just like I pledged your ma. So prod that mule, boy. Lead out for the Fort Sumner schoolhouse. And you, Bella, you curry down, gown up like Christmas prayer meeting.
Now, I want John Wesley and Arabella here at 7 o'clock next Monday morning.
They'll be here.
Might be a good idea for you to come along, too.
Well, now, I just might get around to that one of these days. Thank you kindly, ma'am. Come on, kids.
Oh. Where are you staying?
Well, we're just trail camping for a while, ma'am, till we can find us a homestead.
Well, there's an old abandoned shack on river ground a few miles out of town. After my husband died, I gave up the idea of ranching. It's yours for the asking.
I'll pay you something on it, ma'am, as soon as I sell my hides in town.
No hurry. You go get settled. We'll worry about that later.
You know. That chair can stand some fixing. John Wesley, run fetch me some wangs.
You don't have to bother.
Oh, it ain't no bother, ma'am. Working with rawhide's one thing I can do, and it's sure pleasure me to fix it for you.
Hold on, boy. You must be one of them sneaking rawhiders been trailing us all the way up from Concha. You tell your pa nobody picks up the Goodnight outfit's leavings without paying Red Snell.
Don't have to pay for hides off of dead cows nobody wants except coyotes and us. Now I'll thank you to give back them wangs.
You're pretty big for your britches, ain't you? Here.
Don't try it, mister.
Drop it. You hurting to tree a rawhider? Try for a man your size.
Why should I dirty my hands? I better not find you with any good night property. If I do, it'll be a bullwhip for your boy. And a rope for you.
Keep him covered, son.
No, Pa. That teacher got eyes just like Mama's.
Blues, Tennessee mountain mist.
What you thinking, Paul?
I'm thinking you better hush up and snuggle down. Now, get to bed with you. Go long.
Can I have a pet, Pa?
Any kind of pet you want, little button. Morning, daybreak. I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna sell them cow skins for what I can get. I'm gonna start planning for a good harvest.
I'm gonna keep house.
I'm gonna hunt game for us. There's fresh tracks all around.
Billy be dogged. We ain't gonna have us a real ranch here.
What'd you do with old Blue?
What?
Don't smart me, rawhider. Where's our bell steer with the blue face?
I ain't seen no blue face steer.
Now, hold on. Cloud, take a look in this wagon.
I gotta sell them hides for a grub stake.
You ain't gonna live that long if you skinned old Blue.
It ain't here, Snell.
I told you I ain't got him.
You mean you ain't skinned him? Not yet. Where you got him hid?
You speak up before I carve my brand in your lying face.
On it, Snell! Turn him loose.
Rawhider's got old Blue.
That's a lie. I ain't never laid eyes on the critter.
Turn him loose. Put that wagon back to rights. Don't get any wrong ideas. I don't cotton to no rawhiders. Or lawless trail outfits either.
If I catch you anywhere near old Blue, I'm personally gonna hang you.
Let's go.
You bring me some rifle powder, Paul?
Yep. Brought a glass mirror for Bella. Where is she?
Down by the creek, fetching greens. Ought to be back pretty soon. What's wrong, Pa?
Hush. Where in the Goshen?
Pa! Looky, Pa, I found me a pet. Bet nobody had a pet like him. Ever see such a pretty blue face?
Yeah, go on, shoot. Yeah, go on. Go on. That's Charlie Goodnight's lead steer. His trail boss catches me with him, and he'll hang me for a rustler.
But we didn't steal him, Pa. I found him with his legs stuck in some rocks, and he follows me every place I go.
You just try for a chance to explain that. John Wesley, keep an eye out for them cowboys till I figure out how to get rid of him.
Couldn't we hide him somewheres, Pa? Somewheres where they wouldn't think of looking. Like in the wagon, maybe.
Flyers coming over the ridge, Pa. Headed this way. They're coming, Pa.
Steady down, boy. Keep eating and act natural.
This is a real peaceful scene, isn't it? You'd think they never heard of a blue-faced steer, wouldn't you?
Ain't you found him yet?
No, not yet, but something tells me he ain't far away. You boys fan out. Take a look through the brush. Of course, now, the three of us know that they ain't gonna find nothing out in that brush, don't we? Rawhiders are too smart for that. Thank you, boy. Now, if somebody want to save me some time, just happen to know where old Blue was, I could sure make it worth their while.
Meaning?
Meaning $100 worth? You want to say something, boy? I see. Guess you both heard about that $1,000 reward Charlie Goodnight's offered to the man who brings him in. Let me tell you something, Rawhider. You ain't gonna collect that reward because me and my boys are gonna be guarding the roads into town. Now, does that $100 reward of mine sound a mite bigger?
Not a trace of old Blue.
There's one place we ain't looked yet.
Now, hold on.
I'm gonna be watching the roads for you, Rawhider. With a rope. Ha!
$100, Paul. Enough for plow and planting seed? You should have took it.
He'd never give it, boy. You seen what he done for nothing? What do you think he'd do for $100? Reward's $1,000. He wants to keep it all.
They gone, Paul?
And they busted your mirror.
I don't care. They ain't got old Blue.
Seems like everything I try to do for you gets busted.
We got a home, Pa. You ain't busted that.
I won't be at home very long with that steer.
Mr. Goodnight appears to be a fair-minded man, Paul. If we could get that steer to him and explain...
There's only one trail to town, boy. Red Snell's a-spraddle it, waiting for me.
Unless he wasn't there when you came through.
daylight before long.
Yeah.
What makes you so bulldog stubborn he's got old Blue?
One thing, the way his boy acted. Another, a missing steer and a rawhide just plain go together. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's coming from over there. Mount up!
Don't move. Give me that bell. Hey, Snell!
Where's old Blue? You might as well speak up, son. This bell's enough to hang a thief and Paul anyway.
He ain't a thief.
Where is old Blue?
Paul's taking him over to Mr. Goodnight.
Tricked us, huh? So he could sneak for town.
It'll be light soon. We can catch him.
Let's go.
Paul, Ryder's coming.
Come on. Caught you red-handed, huh? Just like I said.
I want to talk to Mr. Goodnight.
You ain't gonna talk to nobody. Tie his hands.
You leave him be.
Go on, girl.
Where's my boy?
Mister, you better stop worrying about your boy and start praying about yourself.
You can't hang me.
Yeah, we? Stick around and find out. Cloud, bring your horse.
Yeah.
That ought to do it. Let's get him on the horse.
You're hanging an innocent man.
Innocent? Look real innocent moving down the road with old Blue.
You leave him be.
Let's get him on the horse.
I never stole that steer. If you let me talk to Mr. Goodnight, I can explain everything.
Good. Hey. I want the pleasure of swatting the horse out from under this cow thief myself.
I think this has gone far enough. Drop your guns.
Now, ma'am.
Drop your guns.
Ma'am, this rawhide deserves hanging.
Maybe, but it won't be on your orders. Now take that rope off his neck.
Do what she says.
Help him down. All right, now, let's take that steer and all of us go to the hotel and see Mr. Goodnight. Come on, hurry it up. Go on, all of you. Go on.
Kind of jumping the gun, ain't you, Snell?
I caught him with old Blue. Ain't wrestling still a hanging offense?
The little girl says she found the steer with his leg caught and he followed her home.
Charlie, you know Rawhide is better than that. First thing they teach their kids is how to lie.
I ain't lying.
That's a true fact, Mr. Goodnight. That critter follows her around like a hound dog.
Old Blue's a leader. He never followed nothing. Least of all a rawhide tadpole. Charlie, we're wasting time.
Better to waste time now than wish we had wasted it later on. You little girl telling the truth?
I'll stake my life on it.
You're going to do just that. Youngster, run over there at the stage depot.
Do like the man says, Button.
If old Blue goes after her, you go free. Turn the steer loose.
Come on, old Blue. Old Blue, you hear me? Please come, old Blue. Please come.
And he sure does follow her, don't he?
Sorry, mister. Take him down, turn him over to the sheriff.
Hold on, Charlie. Are we going to hang him?
If he deserves hanging, the law will take care of it.
I'll be close by, Paul.
That'll be comfort to me, boy.
No, Paul, no, they can't take you, they can't.
No, little Buttons. None of that. You stand up real proud. That's better.
I'll look after them, Mr. Wilkes.
Take the steer back to the herd and get ready to hit the trail.
Come along, honey.
No, Baba!
Arabella!
You see, he does follow me.
He sure does, honey. Untie him. There's $1,000 reward. I hope it'll make up for the trouble you've been through.
$1,000. I'm going to ask you to mind it for us, ma'am, till we learn to count that high.
It wasn't long before Jethro did learn to count. But Helen continued to take care of his money, as Mrs. Wilkes. Old Blue, he went back to leading trail herds until finally retired on Charlie Goodnight's ranch. I'm the Old Ranger with an exciting new story of real life in the Old West. You've all heard that power corrupts. Just after the war between the states, a powerful new weapon, the Henry repeating rifle, began to make its appearance among the U.S. forces on the frontier, guiding the pioneers across the country in covered wagons such as this. At first, the Henry repeating rifle was in short supply and could be given to only one man in 100. Our story is about how this new power almost destroyed one of these men, who was one in 100.
Supply wagons in, boys! Come and get it!
Hey!
Well, here it is, boys. The new Henry repeater. Only one man in 100 gets them.
Real pretty. Let's see it.
Yes, sirree, boys. It's the last word. You load her on Monday and she fires till Thursday.
All right, soldier, let's have it.
I'll take it, Quartermaster.
Yes, sir.
Who gets the gun, Lieutenant? You?
Commandant's orders are, till they can supply everyone with them, it'll be assigned to the man who can handle it best.
Guess that lets you out, sonny boy. Except the best man.
We'll see.
That's an amazing performance. All right, man, that finishes it.
I only fired 14 shots, sir. I have one left.
Well, go ahead. Well, I guess there's no doubt who gets the rifle. They can't beat a score like that.
You must have cheated somehow. But you did it. You're 1 in 100.
I'm Sam Dorrance. Got a wagon about 20 miles northeast of here, heading for California. A couple of women and a little girl aboard. We could use some military escort.
Only one wagon?
Oh, we branched off from a big train. Been going it alone since Cimarron Crossing. But the Indians in this stretch of country don't look none too friendly to us.
We have a peace treaty with them. How long it'll last, nobody knows.
Well, if you could give us an escort, the women would feel a whole lot safer.
We're very short man right now, Mr. Brooks, Billings, give Mr. Dorrance a military escort as far as Fort Union. I think you can probably pick up another escort at Union.
Thank you, Colonel, but just the two of them?
Your wagon, sir, will be one of the first in the West to be protected by the new Henry rifle. A rifle that makes that man practically a whole troop.
Here they are. It's all they could spare at the fort. Troopers Billings and Brooks.
My name's Gaines. This is my wife, Hannah.
Ma'am? Oh, and this is my daughter, Mrs. Mary Merwin.
And my daughter, Della.
How do you do? Of course, they only look like two soldiers. But this fella's really 15, on account of a special fancy gun he's got. Right, soldier?
We'll manage. Don't let it throw you. You still got only one head.
He's got the firepower of 15 men. With his patent pop gun, sure. I'd like to see 'em split into 3 scouting parties of 5 men each.
So do I.
It's been a long, hot day, honey. Why don't you get a little sleep? I can't sleep. I know. Lucas and me, we couldn't sleep for thinking of our boy. Even 2 years after we'd lost him. Maybe it'll be easier in California. Being there with your husband's folks ought to help. A little like having him with you again.
I hope I'm not intruding.
I was just going, Mr. Brooks. Good night, Mary. Night, Mr. Brooks.
Good night, Mrs. Gaines. That coyote seems to bother you somewhat.
It's just that it's such a lonesome sound.
I wouldn't worry much about it.
You keep stroking that gun like it was something alive, like something you loved.
Well, it gives a man a strong feeling. It's good. Now that coyote's more afraid of you than you are of him. You won't come near us as long as that fire's going.
What was it? What happened? What'd you see?
Coyote.
A coyote? You actually mean to say you went after a coyote?
Nothing but a coyote, honey.
All that shooting in the raw for a moony dog? Mr. Brooks was just showing me we got nothing to be afraid of.
I didn't mean to scare everybody. Anyhow, you all know now the new gun really works.
Could you prove that during the day?
No coyotes.
Yeah. Come on, Hank.
Better go to bed, Mary.
Good night, Mr. Billings. Mr. Brooks.
You don't hear any coyotes now, do you?
For Pete's sake, Larry.
Get back to sleep.
Look, this thing ain't no toy. Don't get carried away by it.
I'm in charge here.
Yes, sir. Nothing to worry about, folks. Young Pima Brave's out hunting us all. Larry! No! No! You wobble-headed idiot. They weren't making any trouble.
They were Indians, weren't they?
They were Indians keeping the peace. You broke it. The fat's in the fire now.
Well, this'll put it out.
Leave it to you to start another.
Watch it, Billings.
You watch it. You're the one who's causing all the trouble.
Shut up. I told you before, I'm in charge here.
You were that gun.
Hot soup.
Thanks. Mary? There's no danger.
I was just thinking about that young man you shot.
I thought they were attacking the wagon. Suppose they'd been hostile. Suppose they'd hurt you. Adela.
Suppose you'd given him the benefit of the doubt just a few seconds more. But no, the gun wouldn't wait. Coyotes aren't big enough game.
Mary.
Well, you're the man with the gun, and that's what guns are for, to kill. I'm a widow whose husband was killed in battle. And I can't be as calm about it as you, Mr. Brooks.
Convince him? Della, get some water. It's pretty bad.
Well, can't we go back? He's got to have a doctor.
It's just as far back as it is ahead, and just as rough. We gotta keep going.
Mr. Larry! Mama!
Looks like those Indians didn't leave us very much, doesn't it?
Now, we got sarsaparilla, cider, and lukewarm water.
Lukewarm water, please. Thank you.
Yeah, just kind of nurse it along, honey. Sip it. It'll last longer that way.
How bad is it, Mr. Gaines?
Well, if it don't get any worse, well... Now, Brooks out there went scouting for fresh water a little while ago. Didn't find nothing. For Billings?
His fever's running high. I'll go out again at our next stop.
More.
So hot. Let's go home. Please. Please, Mama. I'm so thirsty. I wish it rained.
Mary?
Yes, Pa.
Are you all right?
Yes, Pa, I'm all right.
That's my girl.
You shouldn't do that. You have to keep up your strength, too. Please. Give it to Billings.
That won't do no good. They're all loose. All wheels liable to cave in any minute now.
You mean we're stuck?
I mean just that. Got to have water for them wheels. Any kind of water. We can't move out of this spot. We're done for. Well, Sam and I'll have a look around. You stand watch.
I'll go along with you.
I said you stay here with the women.
I wish you'd say something.
Talking makes you drier.
I know the others hate me for what I did. But don't you feel that way, Mary, please.
I'm past feeling anything but thirst.
You can have my ration.
Go away. Go away, please. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
What happened to the other horse?
He killed himself with water, poor devil.
What? Oh, we found water, all right. A whole spring of it. Alkali water. Poison.
Headed right for the water, started drinking before we could stop him. It was horrible.
All I could do, not to fall on my belly and soak up whole gallons of the rotten stuff.
Did I hear you say water?
Alkali.
Water?
It is water, and there's plenty of it.
Less than a mile from here, due west.
They found water. I heard him say so. Mama's gonna get you some, so her baby won't be thirsty anymore. You mean even one drop?
Don't you dare. That's better. This way we'll be able to Make the water hole and soak all the wheels.
How far is it?
You see that dark patch of mesquite?
Mary! 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 Come back!
She can't hear you.
She's heading right for that water.
She must be out of her mind.
Mary! No use. You couldn't reach her in time.
Isn't there any way to stop her?
Yes. This gun of yours. It's the only thing on earth that can do it now. You got to keep her from reaching that poison water. Just wing her. Just enough to stop her.
I can't.
You got no choice, son. You're the one that can do the shooting. And you got the rifle.
I might kill her.
You better not.
It's up to you, son. Nobody else. You've got to do it.
I'll bring her in. She's alive, thank God. Get us some water.
There's not a drop left.
Come to ask why you attack our brothers in the east. Pimas are not at war with a white man. Why do you break this treaty? Why do you shoot?
I'm the one who did it. Me, no one else. I did wrong. Punish me, but don't punish these people. They had nothing to do with it. Do you understand? It's my fault these folks are dying of thirst. Take us to where there's water, and you can do whatever you like with me.
Vengeance only call for more vengeance. We come in peace. You are a very brave man. We take you to water.
Here it is, one of the original Henry rifles that went on to become the famous Winchester rifle. Now, properly used, it has served this country well. And to this day, the Winchester rimfire ammunition has the letter H on it, in tribute to this great Henry rifle and the man who invented it. And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. Up in the high Sierras, so near the state boundary that for a long time nobody knew whether it lay Nevada or California, is the old mining camp of Aurora. In Nevada. Now, you may think they had their history as well as their geography confused when I tell you that this story is about Nevada's Plymouth Rock. This is the main street of Aurora in the year 1863.
A bullet went right through it. It's a miracle he wasn't killed.
Well, I guess I shouldn't have let him go on that errand alone, but, well, he begged so hard.
It would have happened even if one of us had been along. The point is, he shouldn't be here at all. Oh, this is no place to bring up a child, John. A wild, lawless camp.
Oh, Aurora's pretty decent.
Gunfights, street brawls.
I've seen drunks on the streets of Boston. What about that runaway in your hometown of Plymouth? He killed 2 people.
I'm not just talking about physical dangers. It's the whole rawness of the life out here.
Give us time, dear. This is new country.
So new they've only just found out which state Aurora's in. Can you imagine back home not knowing whether you lived in Massachusetts or Maine?
Maine used to be a part of Massachusetts, if I remember my history correctly.
Oh, John, I'm serious. It's all right for you to settle here. You're a man. What kind of a future does it offer for our child?
Make a man out of him, too.
Oh, John.
The boy's got to learn, Abby.
He needs standards to live up to, a background.
He's got us.
He needs community standards. You just don't seem to understand, John.
No, I don't. For a camp that's only 3 years old, I think Aurora's done mighty well.
Producing ore.
Yes, and believe me, I'm out to get my share of it.
Well, money isn't everything.
No, but it helps. Helps relieve suffering, win wars. Yeah. See here what Major Sherman's doing? He's staging an auction tomorrow to raise money for the National Sanitary Commission. That's the organization that takes care of the sick and wounded in the war, no matter which side they're fighting on.
Yes, I know.
For the publisher of a rabid unionist newspaper like the Star, I think that's pretty wonderful. Shows what kind of a man he is.
What are they auctioning off?
Specimen of ore, donated by the Wide West Mining Company. It's a beauty. It's on exhibit over at the Hickey Saloon.
A saloon. It would be.
Well, sure. Want as many folks as possible to see it. Draw a big crowd to the auction.
What's an auction?
Chip, what are you doing up at this hour?
I want to go to the auction.
Auction's not till tomorrow, son.
You get straight back to bed now before you catch your death of cold.
Can I go tomorrow, can I, Mama?
It's nothing you'd be interested in, dear. Auctions aren't for little boys.
What is an auction?
You get to bed now.
I want to see the auction.
Well, they got it up here. Hi, boys. Pretty good.
What do you want, Sonny?
Let's see the auction.
It ain't started. Here, I'll pick you up.
Whoa, what have we got there?
What do you got there, Fly?
I got a kid for sale.
I'm for sale.
Yes, you are. We're going to auction you off. Who'll start the bidding?
I'll bid 2 bits.
He's all yours.
I'll make it 4 bits.
It's Chip. They're mauling him. Stop it this minute. Put him down. you?
We're just having a little fun, ma'am.
Fun? Maltreating a small boy?
You ain't hurt, are you, Sonny?
Of course not.
Scaring him half to death. Mama's here, darling.
I wasn't scared one bit.
I could hear you screaming for help. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
No, they meant no harm, dear.
They was knocking me off, Mama.
It was just a joke, Abby.
I fail to see the humor.
You want your kid to be a sissy.
It's plain you're not a mother. Come on, dear, we're going home.
Can't I stay, please, Mama? I want to stay.
You've had enough, and so have I.
Well, good morning. Hello, Major Tim.
Good morning, Major Sherman.
You're not leaving.
I'm afraid so.
Just as the auction's about to begin, you can't do that. It'll be exciting.
But no place for women and children.
You don't have to bid. Just cheer the others on. Oh, how about it, Abby?
You stay and represent the family.
That I will.
It's a wonderful cause, Major Sherman. I hope you raise a lot of money.
Thank you. Goodbye, Jim.
Citizens of Aurora, I have here before me a specimen of ore from the Wide West Mine. One of the richest and most beautiful specimens that this camp has ever produced.
Oh, we read all that in the papers.
Go ahead and start the auction. If any of you would like to step up here and examine this ore.
Heck, it's been an exhibition all week. Start the bidding.
Yeah, start it up.
Get going.
All right, my friends. For we are all friends today, remember that. We're neither Southerners nor Yankees, Republicans or Democrats. We're simply human beings united in a common cause. The relief of human suffering. When you bid, remember your money is going to an organization that knows no race, creed, nor politics. It ministers to the boys in blue and the boys in gray. God have mercy on them.
All right, folks, let's go. What am I bid for this fine specimen of ore?
$10.
20.
25.
50.
$100. $100. Do I hear more?
125.
$150.
Another county heard from.
$200.
$200. Not a fraction of what it's worth. Why, this specimen weighs at least $250.
300.
$300. $300. Now we're getting somewhere. The gentleman bids $300. Do I hear $350?
$350. 400.
$400. $400. Why, the silver alone in this specimen would assay at
$500.
You took the words right out of my mouth, madam.
550.
600.
650.
$700.
$700. $700.
Remember, every extra dollar goes for more blankets, more bandages, more medicine for our soldiers.
800.
825.
$850.
900. 925.
$925. $925. Somebody make it $1,000. $1,000 for our boys on the battlefield, for our boys in the hospitals. You can't let them down.
$1,000.
$1,000. The gentleman bids $1,000. Any more bid?
Going. Gone for $1,000 to Mr. John Marshall of Massachusetts. Hooray!
Here you are, John.
Yeah, leave it where it is, sir.
But you own it.
Well, then I can auction it off again, can't I?
You mean you want me to go through
No,
all?
no. I'll do the auctioneering this time. I bet you I can get more money out of this crowd than you did.
Here's $50. Says you can't.
Oh, taken. Okay, step aside, Major. All right, folks, now let's go. What am I offered for this handsome specimen of ore? Come on, let's begin with 100. Who'll give me $100?
$100.
Nice. Well, $100. That's
$200.
$200. That's the way to go. Come on, let's have another $100.
$300.
$300. Now you go. Come on, let's go. $400. $400. $400. $450.
You gave them $1,000?
Well, you know how it is at an auction, dear. You get swept off your feet.
$1,000? John, that represents all our savings.
Yes, I know.
The money we've been putting by for Chip's education. To send him to school back east when he's old enough. We'd agreed, John. You'd promised.
I'll save more, Abby. There's plenty of time.
You had no right.
At least it was in a good cause.
You think the sanitary fund is more important than your son's education?
Darling, Chip is only 5 years old.
Oh, I can't wait till the time comes for him to go back to civilization. Attend a good New England school.
Abby, there's a war on. Men are suffering, disabled.
Oh, right. Give. But give in proportion to what you've got. Not everything you own. There's no sense in impoverishing ourselves just because you were carried away by emotion.
I'm sorry.
I suppose the ore is worth something.
I haven't got the ore.
You haven't? What happened to it?
Well, I turned it back to be auctioned off again. And the next fella did the same thing, and the next. Abby, we raised over $11,000 altogether.
And where is the ore now?
Major Sherman took it back to the office with him.
Well, the least he can do is to give it to you.
Oh, Abby.
Well, you were the first to win it.
So what?
Well, if you'd kept it, they'd only raised $1,000 for the fund. As it is, they made 11 times as much. You're certainly entitled to the ore. Ask for it back.
I should say not.
Well, what's Major Sherman going to do with it now that it's served its purpose?
That's his business. Put it on display, I guess.
Well, if you were to go to him and explain how you overreached yourself bidding our entire savings, he'd understand, I'm sure. Well, the Major's a good friend of ours and fine in every way.
Abby, a man doesn't welch on a bargain. I pledged that $1,000.
Very well. If you won't ask him, I will.
Hello, Mrs. Marshall.
Hello, Tim.
If you're looking for Major Sherman, he's not here.
When will he be back?
Not for several months, I'm afraid.
Several months.
Yes, he took the noon stage for the East on business.
Oh, I had no idea.
Well, it was quite sudden. In fact, he just had time to write the story of the auction for this week's issue and forward the proceeds to the National Sanitary Commission. Have you heard? We raised $11,000.
Yes. And what happened to the specimen of ore?
Oh, that. The Major took it back east with him.
Back east?
In a carpet bag. Yes, ma'am. I guess to show him how rich we all are out here in Aurora.
Out of my way, Sonny, or I'll pick you up and sell you to the engines. giant powder cap. Is he? No, he's still alive. Doc's over in Bodie. I'll saddle up and go fetch him.
Chip. Chip!
He's past the crisis. It looks like he's going to be all right.
Thank you, Doctor. I don't know what to say.
Now, you get some rest while he's still sleeping. You need it, both of you.
We can never thank you enough, Doctor.
Well, it was the good Lord that pulled him through. You thank him. I'll look in again in the morning.
If he hadn't lived, I'd never have forgiven myself.
Darling, don't say that.
You were right, Abby. This is no place to bring up a child. As soon as he's well, you're taking him back home to civilization.
John!
I'll send you some money.
You mean you're not coming with us?
Well, not for a while. Darling, where in the East have I got a chance to make a fortune as I have here? You go and take Chip with you. Your family will be more than glad to have you with them. You can put Chip in school in Plymouth.
Where I used to teach.
Sure. You'll be able to make friends with children like himself,
Go to the Congregational Church.
where we were married.
John, you're so good. Forgive me for all the harsh things I said about the auction. It was mean and ungenerous of me.
They've all been forgotten long ago. Now, you have to get some rest, like the doctor said, because you got weeks of nursing ahead of you before that boy is well enough to travel.
You were so young when we left home, you probably don't even remember Plymouth.
What does it look like?
Well, it's not just how it looks, it's what it is.
What it is?
Plymouth was the first white settlement in New England, where our forefathers landed.
Forefathers?
The Pilgrims. This book tells the whole story. They came from the old world in a little sailing vessel called the Mayflower, looking for a country where they could be free. After 9 long, weary weeks at sea, they sighted land, America, and dropped anchor off a storm-lashed coast. It was just before Christmas in the year 1620. The rock on which they stepped ashore is known as Plymouth Rock, the threshold to a new continent and a new life. It was a hard life, lonely and dangerous. That first terrible winter, they buried nearly half their number. And yet, their faith in God never faltered. And when the Mayflower set sail again for England and they had a chance to go back, there wasn't one soul who left. That's the kind of people our ancestors were, willing to brave a wilderness for the things they believed in. Do you wonder I'm proud of our heritage?
Is Plymouth Rock still there?
Yes, it nearly disappeared under the sands at one time, but they rescued it. You'll see it when we get back home.
I can hardly wait.
Neither can I. So you hurry up now and get well. Chip, settle down now.
When does the stage come, Mama?
Yeah. It is a little late.
Hello, Plug.
Howdy, Chip. How are you?
We're going back home on the stage.
I'll be glad it ain't in a candle box.
What's a candle box?
It's what they ship miners' remains in
Remains?
after they fool with giant powder. So long, fella. Ma'am?
He's nice.
Yes, for a rough man, he's... Oh, they've all been nice. Oh, John, I wish that... I can't imagine what's keeping that stage.
You, have your tickets all right?
In my reticule.
And your money?
You won't forget to write?
Don't you forget either.
Here comes the stage!
Oh, dear wish you were coming with us. I don't like leaving you here alone.
No, don't worry about me. I'm going to be all right.
You will join us before too terribly long. Major Sherman.
My dear Mrs. Marshall.
Welcome back to Aurora, Major.
Hello, Major. Hiya, Tim.
Glad to see you.
I've been looking forward to seeing you. I've just visited your old hometown.
Plymouth?
Brought you news of all your friends.
Well, as a matter of fact,
Let's get on the stage, Mama.
The stage won't be leaving for a while, Chip.
It won't?
We had an accident to the rear axle, this side of Bodie. It'll take time to mend it.
Well, how long?
Several hours, the driver said.
Oh, gee.
Well, in that case, we might as well go back to the house and wait.
Will you come with us, Major? I'm eager to hear about your visit to Plymouth.
I could even supply a drink.
Well, thanks. I'll see you at the office later, Tim.
Yes, sir.
When I left Plymouth, I presented the specimen of ore to my host, Mr. Davis. You remember Mr. Davis?
Of course, head of the Pilgrim Society, an old neighbor.
And in return, he gave me this. A fragment of Plymouth Rock.
Plymouth Rock?
What you were telling me about, Mama.
It was chipped off accidentally back in 1700 when they were bringing the rock into view again from under the sand.
And they let you have it.
As a symbol from one group of pioneers to another.
Sort of sends tingles up my spine.
Can I touch it? The rock the pilgrims landed on. Maybe they stepped right on this very piece.
Maybe they did, Chip.
And what are you going to do with it?
Put it in the safest place I can think of, where it'll be preserved for future generations of Nevadans. I'm going to have it cemented in the wall of our new courthouse. And I want you, my dear, to have a hand in the ceremony.
Me?
As a descendant of the Mayflower Pilgrims, and the only person in Aurora who comes from Plymouth.
I do too. Can I have a hand?
Forget, son, you're leaving.
Oh, it'll be a few days. The early part of next week, probably, before we hold the ceremony. You'll be back by then, won't you? Well, where are you going? Sacramento?
Well, I was going much farther than that, but for this, I'll wait.
Into the walls of this courthouse, dedicated to justice and liberty, the ideals for which our forefathers strove most, we place this piece of Plymouth Rock, the symbol of that undying spirit which carries man forever forward to carve his destiny on new frontiers.
John, I'm so glad.
That your ancestors came over on the Mayflower?
And to be a citizen of Aurora. I've only just begun to realize we're pioneers too, helping to make the history of America. May our children be as proud of us as we are of those who have gone before.
And of course she stayed. But I'm willing to bet that there isn't a history book in the country that tells this true story of the exchange, back there in 1864, of a piece of Nevada gold ore for a piece of historic Plymouth Rock.
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন
গায়ে হাত দিছেন কেন
গায়ে দিও এ বেটা গায়ে দিলে কি করবে একদম গায়ে
করতেছেন
তুই গায়ে
আমি আজকে শেষ করব তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে
ওরে আজকে বই
না কোন রাস্তার মধ্যে আইছেন ভাই এই এই আপনি কারে করছেন হ্যাঁ
আরে ভাই আপনারে কই নাই আমার কল দিছিলাম এই কল রিসিভ করতেছ না ওরে কইছি
আমারে কোন মানে এই আপনি নামেন তো নামেন আমি যাব না আপনি কি কইতেছেন হ্যাঁ
আপনি যাবেন না কেন
না আমি যাব না আপনি আপনি নামেন আমার টাকা দেন আমি যাইগা
দেমু না টাকা আমারে না নিয়ে গেলে আমি ভাড়া দেমু না
আরে আপনি কখন থেকে এই অলি করতেছেন আপনার আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না একদমই সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না আপনি টাকা দেন আমি যাইগা
আমার সুবিধার লোক মনে হইতেছে না কি কইতেছেন আপনি কি কইতেছেন
গায়ে হাত দিছেন কেন
গায়ে দিও এ বেটা গায়ে দিলে কি করবে একদম গায়ে
করতেছেন
তুই গায়ে
আমি আজকে শেষ করব তুই টাকা দে আমার টাকা দে
ওরে আজকে বই
মোটরসাইকেল করে নিয়ে যেতেছেন ভাই এটা আমার মালিকের মোটরসাইকেল ভাই মোটরসাইকেল নিয়ে যান না
গাড়ি থামলো কেন
স্যার একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে
ভাই ভাই আমার একটু বাঁচান
স্যার
ভাই
পেটে তো ছুরি
মনে হচ্ছে চিন্তা কে
হসপিটালে নিয়ে যান ভাই
স্যার হসপিটালে নিয়ে যাব
আরে পাগল হইছো এত রাতে থানা পুলিশের ঝামেলা কে যাবে চালাও গাড়ি
স্যার যে অবস্থা মনে হয় না বাবু
ভাই যান না ভাই ও ভাই আমার একটু হসপিটাল
Video 1 ngày 2 tháng 7 2024 binh chia liền Metro Boy. Ô không, cái gì hiện ở trên màn hình của tôi vậy? Nó sẽ quay tiếp cái trò lò lò là màu này. Từ anh chỉ cho nó thẳng bên cộng 10%. Good landing, hạ cánh tốt, chỉnh tiếp. Đây á, đúng rồi. Chuẩn không? À, không, từ từ. Bên 15 lap rồi á. Sao anh muốn bút bút này? Vào Discord á. Ngày tiếp rồi. Anh cày xem đến bao giờ được 80 củ cái dòng ngoài. Thì anh vào anh quanh 10 lần. Vào 5 củ 10 lần. Cái cày mà sao tận 50 củ và thua. Nó không quay được, nó có đủ tiền quay vào này. Cú chết rồi. Bên chia lên, bên chia lính. Chuẩn ông thầy. Kathleen thông đạo Diốt à? Rồi sao phải hạ cánh rồi? Bên thầy cho nó xoay tròn nhé. Đây ở đây. Perfect nhá. Đi xích 10 lap này. Perfect không? Perfect. Đây, perfect. Bình. Gì vậy? Đây à? Không ai ơi, không phải đâu. cơ sở nha. Đấy là trụ sở chính, quan chủ để xong nhiều công ty quan chủ lại hướng Hà Đông công cho nóng đang nóng này là gì lãng nhu bộ khởi đầu vấn thiên cung khởi đầu bố ngon rồi này nhau ngon rồi này ngon rồi này ngon mày gì này ngon thần dương linh mệnh đi và vẽ biết đâu hiểu được mà nó cũng chuẩn chỉ chứ cái khổng lồ ấy. Chỉ lấy một cái đéo là nhét lên cái khổng lồ vậy thì sao Vinh trên đây không nhặt trước lần nữa. Hello guys, tao chắc sẽ chinh choang chưa mấy thằng Trung Quốc ra này. Mày có thằng điên xin ở Pripyat, mày có thích Pripyat không? Có thằng con lợn này 34 tỷ nha, bay đến 80 triệu mời đồng yes bay rồi nguyên nhà đéo giờ đánh nguyên nhà vào không trên một con chỉ đấy chưa phải đét thì mấy con này ở dưới mình sẽ quay một cười nó chịu mà tắc kè này nhìn như con nhái bên chia lên không nó vậy nghe ngồi nghe ai đánh bộ khởi đầu đúng không vậy cộng một tướng à không ai đánh bộ khởi đầu cũng thầy à thôi thầy xin phép vậy còn tiền 3 sao tiếp 3 thì check bài á trong có thằng đánh á này có oan thì sao không phải đánh thần rừng chữ đâu hiệu này đánh là sút cho à hiệu này đánh là sút cho Vinh chi lên bay cho trời 35 cuộc 35 và 35.000 hai lát này kia chắc bay như ác quỷ 800 năng lượng vì bớt 16 mà triệu quay kia qua này $16 triệu rồi à? Từ từ thế cút về kia một lap một để vớt này và 230 củ con phù thủy à chuẩn không mày chuẩn 10 lap mắc như vậy đây từ phong tỏa chỉ định perfect one guy perfect landing xoay đều Say đều mày tí cắm lông đất. Đây à, còn nữa không? Cắm lông đất. Đây là đi vào đây coi cắm lông đất thôi. Phải cũng được. Có 2 để kiếm đi bớt. Wow. Hết đồ rồi. Mạnh quá hết đồ. Chuẩn chỉ không? Có thread này. What the hell? Tụi nối thầy. À, tụi cũng được. Nối này. Hai mươi lăm củ vào. Đây 10 lần là 200 củ ấy. Này nhờ 140 lap, 51 lap 55 à. Như bay quý nhà thầy mà. Nhanh điết. Vừa nhanh. Các bạn là gấp tiếp theo ngay lập tức. Thần dừng không? Ôi, xuân lỗi kêu cửa. Vương miện thần dừng à? Thôi anh xin phép vậy. Đâu miện thần dừng rồi Bảnh ơi. Ta phải vẽ bài khác rồi. Phải vẽ bài là gì 6 lần giường. Chỉ bỏ mỗi thằng kia là xong rồi. Vẫn là thế, bỏ mỗi thằng kia là xong. Ngoài 5 lần giường 6, 6 lần giường 5 này. Đó thằng dừng cho thread nữa là xong. Giờ sẽ có 4 lần giường bây giờ rồi à? Cháy như phai phai rồi. Nó cho cả quyền năng khổng lồ nữa cơ á. Bạn thực sự bảnh đấy thầy ơi. Lúc đó em cường khác lên cường nào trong độ. Để xem có nên lắp cửa nang. Thừa thì bớt 2 lần mà. Qua đây kiếm tiền để bớt nha. Chẳng mà sao chúng nó cứ chơi ở đây. Kiếm tiền để bớt ở đây ạ. Ra chúng nó có bày ở đây thì anh bày ở đây rồi. Kiếm quan đi bớt. Rồi ra khỏi xe. Kinh rét ra kinh rét thờ rét luôn. Chuẩn form vậy thầy ơi. Sojin này. Sojin quyền năng à. Kiếm đồ cho Asia rồi. Có quan trọng xin ra đâu. Sắp đủ đồ. Mình chia lên. Đầu ra quân ông ăn giỏi mà cho huy hiệu thần rừng thực sự là hợp lý đấy thầy. Quá là hợp lý. Lúc đầu à để tài chính. Tắc kè phải thần rừng cũng vậy, tắc kè loài mắt. Lắc đít à? Lắc đít ra sau. À, đẹp đấy nhỉ, đẹp đấy. Là đẹp. Không sao đâu bạn ơi. Không sao. Ngồi đầu. Bạn không biết. Phải nhanh vay nhất mà vay tỷ láp phải không vậy? Ta tính chưa? Thích chưa? Thích rồi chỉ rồi phải bay trên đỉnh một lúc muốn wow có phần nữa theo hết 38 ui eo cái thua mà thua được mà cái này thua được mà chuồn không quà sinh nhật là tài quý nhở thua được mà mình thua này mà may xăm này vậy. Ok đấy này và đã tự di chuyển là thầy di chuyển là thầy chỉnh hai bên là xong. Binh không phải binh không phải binh không thầy ơi binh không thầy ơi binh không thầy ơi binh không thầy ơi binh ai á chôn tao M là nó 50 m nhanh như tao từ từ rồi mắc thêm 7 đẹp chuẩn không nhỉ bay sự nhất đấy rất là đẹp vậy gì hay à mảnh rất nhiều mảnh nha rất nhiều mảnh cung luôn mà thôi xin cái mảnh lấy đồ chỗ ăn vậy thêm một cái giáp máu nữa kiếp cái mấy cái mảnh cũng hết sạch mà nếu mày còn lại
আচ্ছা আপনি ওই দিন আপনার আম্মার সামনে আমার লগে এরকম ব্যবহার করছেন কেন?
আমার ইচ্ছে হয়েছে আমি করছি আর আমার পিছে ঘুরে লাভ নেই
কেন? আমি আপনার ভালোবাসি না করবো না কেন?
বেহায়া মেয়ে রে বাবা তোমার তো আমি ক্লিয়ার করে বলছি যে আমি তোমার বিয়ে করব না
আরে আপনার আম্মাই তো আমার পছন্দ করতো তো আপনি শাদি করবেন না কেন?
তাহলে তারই বিয়েটা করো
জি আস্তাগফিরুল্লাহ কি কইতাছেন আমি আপনার আম্মারে কেন শাদি করব আমি তো আপনার শাদি করব আর আপনি যদি আমার শাদি না করতেন তাহলে কয়ে দিলাম ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম আমার হাতে লিখুন
তোমার যা ইচ্ছা তুমি তাই করো আমি একদমই ভয় পাই না আগেরবার মাইনে নিছি খেলা ছিল দেখা এটা খেলা না এটা আমার জীবন আমি জীবন নিয়ে ছেলে খেলা করতে পারবো না
আমি হাঁচা কইতেছি আমি কিন্তু ব্লেড দিয়ে
হাতে পায়ে গলায় মুখে সব জায়গায় যেখানে ইচ্ছা সেখানে লেখো ইংরেজি বাংলা ফার্সি যেটাতে পারো সেটাতেই লেখো আমার কিচ্ছু যায় আসে না
আপনার আমি শেষবারের মতো কইতেছি আপনারা আর বেশি সময় দিব না শুধুমাত্র 12 ঘন্টা সময় দিলাম এই 12 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আপনি আপনার মত বদলাইবেন নাহলে কইলাম আমি হাঁচায় ব্লেড দিয়ে আপনার নাম লিখে ফেলাম আমার কেউ আটকাইতে পারবো না
আরামসে তুমি সিগারেট টানো বুঝে নাই শান্তিতে আর ওদিক দিয়ে কাম সারছে
কেন কি হয়েছে?
আরে শুনোস না, ওই মেয়ে তো ডেঞ্জারাস একটা ঘটনা ঘটায় ফেলছে। লেট দিয়ে হাত কাটছে, এখন কি হইব মামা?
ওই মেয়েটা বস কি মামা? হাত
কেন ওই মেয়ের তোর কোনো কথা হয়েছিল?
কালকে রাত্রেবেলা বাসার সামনে এসে দাঁড়ায় ছিল, আমার 12 ঘন্টার আলটিমেটাম দিছে।
এই কিসের আলটিমেটাম দিছে রে? হ্যাঁ
আরে ওই বিয়াতে রাজি না হইলে কি জানি।
এই কথা তুই আগে কবি না।
আরে আমি কি বুঝছি নাকি?
আরে না বাবার কি আছে, বুঝোস না মেয়েটা তো ডেঞ্জারাস। এখন যদি কিছু হয়ে যায় মামা, আমাকে তো পুলিশে ধরে নিয়ে যাবে।
কেন আমি কি করছি?
ও আমি কি করছি কিছু জানো না? ওই বেটা আইনার মারপে জানো জীবনে তো থানায় তুই যাস্তে জানবি কেন? থানায় আমি গেছি জানি। ফোন যে কোনো হলে আত্মহত্যা প্ররোচনকারী যেই হোক না কেন, তার নাম যদি একবার থানায় গিয়ে কয় মামা, তাহলে তোর খবর আছে। এখন তুই কি করবি তুই চিন্তা করে দেখ।
কি করছে সব? এই লাইলি বাইচা আছে তো?
হ্যাঁ শুনলাম ও তো বাইচা আছে।
কোন হসপিটাল আছে? আমি যাই একটু দেখা করে আসি।
হসপিটালে যাই দেখা করে। হসপিটাল থাকলে এতক্ষণ তুমি চৈত্র শিকার ভিত্তি থাকলা, বুঝো নাই? আর তুমি যাই হয়তো বাসায় আছে। এই তুই কি ওর বাসায় যাবি?
তুই যাবি মামা?
হায় রে খোদা, তুমি আইছো। আমি জানতাম তুমি আইবা। আমি লাইলে রে কইছি তুমি আসবা। চ্যাংরা হও আর রক্ত গরম হও, মানুষ তো। তোমার মনের ভিতরে সেই প্রেমটা আছে।
আচ্ছা আমি লাইলির সাথে একটু দেখা করবো।
লাইলির সাথে দেখা করবা?
কেমন আছে ও?
আছে বাবা, আসো আসো, তোমার আমি একটু দেখা করাতে আসো।
এইসব কি?
প্লেট দিয়ে তোমার নাম লিখছি, বানান ঠিক আছে?
একদম ঠিক আছে। কিন্তু কি বলো বাইক না, ভালো হয়েছে না? আমি কিন্তু লাইলিতে কইছিলাম যে লাইলি ছবি তুইলা ওরে পাঠাই দে। ভাই কইছে যে না, কিছু জিনিস আছে এগুলো ছবি তুলে পাঠালে সঠিকভাবে দেখা যায় না, সামনাসামনি দেখতে হয়। এর লেগে তো এতক্ষণ ধরে তোমার জন্য অপেক্ষা করতেছি।
এইসব পাগলামির কোনো মানে আছে?
আছে না। তোমার আমি শাদি করব, তুমি আমার শাদি করবা, করবা না?
এই তুমি কি আমার বলদ পাইছো? বলদ এই পাশে দাঁড়ানো লোকটার মতো।
নিলে তুমি আমার মামার নিয়ে কি করতেছো?
আমি বলবো তুমি শুনবা। মানে এই যদি তোমার হাত কাটার নমুনা হয়, হ্যাঁ আমি জানলে আমি জীবনেও আসতাম না। আর যদি হাত সত্যি সত্যি কাটতাও তাও আসতাম না, কোনো লাভই হইতো না। আমি তোমারে বিয়ে করব না। তোমার মতো মেয়ের সাথে শুধুমাত্র মজা নেওয়া যায়, বাড়ির বউ করা যায় না। তোমার মধ্যে ওই রকম কোনো এলিমেন্টই নাই।
তুমি একটু বেশি বেশি করতেছো না?
এই মাঝখান দিয়ে ঢুকে গেলেন? হ্যাঁ সাদে কি আপনার মানুষে হাবলু কয়? এর লেগে আপনার হাবলু কয়। কারণ ঢুকছেন যখন, তখন আমারে না বুঝায় আপনার এই ড্রামাবাজ ভাগ্নিরা বুঝান। আমি ওরে বিয়ে করব না, আমি মরে গেলে ওরে বিয়ে করব না। মানে নিজের তো কোনো মান সম্মান নাই, পরিবারের মান সম্মানটা যদি খোয়াইতে না চাও তাহলে এসব বন্ধ করো। সবার সামনে অপমান করবো নাহলে।
থাক ভাগ্নি, তুই কষ্ট পাইস না। হয় তোরা বুঝতে পারে নাই, আর যেদিন বুঝতে পারবো ওই কান্দা বুক চাপলাইব, তখন বুঝবো যে কি জিনিস হারাইছি। তুই কান্দিস না ভাগ্নি, একদম কান্দিস না। তুই থাক, আমি আইতাছি, দেখতেছি।
Chắc chắn là bằng là làm lão ghi mình giấu rồi. Ê, nó không báo. Xong bắt thanh toán Netflix. Sao bắt thanh toán Netflix cười à? Xuân đúng không? Kê kinh. Em muốn tư vấn kiểu gì vậy? À, nhiều khi mình ngọc ôi kìa. Cứ đỗ mà đi à? Cứ đỗ mà đi à? Cút thằng Ken này. Này vào đây. Là có chờ phải dọn lại một quân Kindred rồi. Là Sira vậy. À. Đúng rồi. Vẫn hay rồi xong thắng. Vẫn là hay thì chịu của bên trọng tú đi. Vẫn là hay. Vẫn là bút tốc độ đi. À cái gì về lên đấy? Lag à? Lag rồi này. Bút lúc cuối chơi lag rồi. Bạch phải chơi nữa này. Biết cũng đéo rồi. Tao đi nhầm đâu. Đi ngồi nhau đây. Nó đéo cho trước đi. Ngáo trước. Mấy anh cứ spam chết thôi mà em cứ hiểu vị trí. Đây rồi. Mày kinh mày ghê mày to mày ghê à đào tạo cái gì đào tạo việc ấy đào tạo việc em biết không ui khỏe đấy 7 xuất sắc về hại trên này và nó bắt làm như nhân viên bị nhiều kinh nghiệm gì kéo ra cái gì chuồng cua xét đâu ngon từ bắt xin ngon đi không biến mất thấy chưa bị ôm chôn à mày chôn bố mày chôn tao anh bay sử bình chỉ linh đấy anh bay nhanh tiết xong rồi ui có đồ ui oan sự đẹp oan sự đẹp thằng em nam xong luôn vậy quỷ với bill nè nhớ hiểu mà 10 tiếng ngày gì yes xong gì đừng dừng lại đứng ra là cái đừng dừng nữa có panorama tôi để xoay ra ấn lại xoay cho này một ấn là cái ấn hắc ám đi mà ra xét vậy anh có quan tâm nhạc đâu Anh bảo em quan tâm nhạc không? Không ơi, anh bảo anh quan tâm là anh có đúng form hay không thôi. Nhạc nhủng nhẽo ấy. Gì? Mày mày chung ngoan không? Thua không? Thua rồi. Điều 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 điều. Đi rồi, top 5 ạ. Trốn thế. Tiền rác, nhỏ tiền rác cái chuyện. 107 tỷ. 107 tuổi. Cho bố đi. Mày có mất tiền đâu? Mày có này khám mày có mất tiền không? Đi khám mày có mất tiền không? Lên hai thằng lật bèo chứ nhỏ. Đéo em bảo gì? Đéo em bảo gì chứ đéo còn đi đéo em bảo thanh. Đéo em bảo thanh toán, đéo em bảo thanh toán. Trốn chứ chịu được. Sao ra cái con chó gì ở đây này? Phải cút đây. Confirm. Yes. Có thể ra dồn trứng khác. Yes, trứng xịn cho này. Legendary của thầy. Ui, ra legend à? Ra legend đấy. Ok em rồi. Rồi em ơi, vũ tí nữa thì tí nữa thì vũ à? Thế này thì nhót. Làm sao? Ui bê làm sao? Trừ một chế. Đã đứt dây rồi, đứt dây. Mày đấy, anh vẫn giữ. Thế à? Tôi đéo đấy nhỉ? Tôi muốn đéo ra cái gì ạ? Chuẩn nào? Từ từ, anh trai phải dừng lại. Em bố cái ghế vào Vũ ơi. Bố ghế của anh cút rồi. Rồi quay 10 con đéo ra cái gì chôn tao. 10 con toàn ra cái này ạ. Cút, xóa hết. Xóa cho bố. Chứng chỉ gì hả Vũ? What the hell? Rồi, coi gì xuống đấy rồi. Yes. 100 triệu làm cái khác. Yes. Ghê vậy thầy. Bao nhiêu rồi? 2 tiếng chưa thầy tắt thì ở đấy 56 à? Chưa được. Một thêm 4 đấy. Thôi thầy đứng quay cho nó đấy. Đứng quay một chữ ấy ghế ở đây gì à? Này cái dây khác. Khó quá. Rồi xong, một này bi. Ai đừng tấn được vui. Ghế gãy rồi. Ghế gì không sao, tấn quay cam phải xa phết nhìn được. Đúng ấy là đúng gì không kiểu đúng ấy là đúng cái gì? Phòng kế toán các kiểu gì Hồng Tuấn cũng là công ty mà vô tại mà anh làm cho công ty mà anh cũng làm cho công ty mà hiểu trái chả đúng giờ nhá ơi. Content mà cùng làm cho công ty content mà nhưng mà làm nhân viên nhưng mà trả lương theo phải cách cả phải dục phải anh phải gọi điện hoặc Tuấn bảo anh gọi điện thì dục nó đi để nó nói cả ông anh kia còn phải bảo thế là gì chuẩn không gọi. Trời ơi mày có lét đây là ngày nào không hiểu. Mày có lét đây ngày nào không hiểu không? Gì. Sẽ kim lắc đây. Sẽ kim lắc đây à? Vừa sẽ kim lắc đây. Chỉ có bọn bà mấy bà hay tập thân sân dưới ấy. Đó, mấy bà tập thân dưới rồi. Mấy cái máy nhưng mà bên kiểu cơ trên tay vai ngực các kiểu ấy, có hai bà nào đấy đâu. Thỉnh thoảng có bà trong phòng tập tạ. Mấy bài đứng, mấy cái bài đứng ở gương lâu quá. Gương lâu đéo chịu được. Số chó. Đây hiểu. Ủa hôm qua không, nó chỉ xoay gương, nó nhìn lại cơ của nó thôi, xoay gương nhìn cơ. Hôm qua tao đang tập có ông đô phết, xong rồi ra cái chỗ phái máy tập cơ lát ấy ở lưng ấy, ông ấy đứng ở có cái đấy ôi gương to to, ông ấy cởi áo trên cởi áo ra xoay nhìn lưng đô đéo chịu được. Chịu rồi. lại thành én fitness thì thua.